cause fuck yours. Get my lick back, we pulled up and doubled down. Yeah, we hit back and party hard and drink up, nigga.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
What up, fam? What up?
What's good with you, bro? How you, man?
Amazing. I got a wonderful view of the eclipse today. And as you all know, that's our thumbnail for tonight's video. It's something I took with my phone. And I know it's terrible, but it's the best thing I could do. I was trying to get it like with the glasses over my camera, and it just wasn't working.
Nah. Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I thought I was tripping. But before we get into it, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Kickstandz Down with your boy, Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. Who might you be?
You actually pointed in the right direction. So, for that, I can't screw this up. Everybody, you already know it's your boy Frost trying to come at you with Kickstandz Down, give you another show. But before we head into the show, you know we got our normal disclaimer that my man Trouble over here loves throwing out for us, and I always get tongue-tied. So let's go ahead and let him take over.
Say less. So, everybody, this is the disclaimer for Kickstandz Down. This is a podcast about our thoughts and opinions only. Has nothing to do with either club or who we may or may not support. Once again, this is a podcast about something real, something raw, something authentic, but it's our thoughts and opinions only. Let's get it.
Facts. So, as you see down there, welcome, everybody. Today was a special day because of the eclipse that doesn't happen too often. And amazingly, as everybody knows, you know, I just moved and I happened to hit the spot where the eclipse was in perfect totality. So it was awesome. It was amazing to see. The kids loved it. The wife loved it. You know, all the family loved it. So I thought it was beautiful. And on top of the eclipse, we are going to be talking about travel and travel preparations. I always
That's right.
think that, you know, when you're traveling, someone always forgets something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're traveling as a pack in the club, if you ain't got it, hopefully one of your bros was smart enough to get it. And if they ain't smart enough to get it and you didn't get it, then I guess everybody beat. But hopefully, you know, somebody got it. So we're going to go over a couple items, you know, a couple things that we want to let y'all know that you need to have as far as your preparations and everything as far as the eclipse today, too, and touch on it a little bit. Did you get to see it, bro?
So let's talk about it because heard about it. First off, the weekend was long again. So for all those fair weather fans, hello. But for all those who do it year round, you already know there's something called yeah. I don't even want to say it up here because it's disrespectful to the real bikers. But I was hearing about it. I was sent a couple of things, right? And I actually forgot about it because the weekend was crazy. So Sunday, like around, I want to say around 4-ish, man, I started getting super sleepy, right? So then I started thinking, I was like, oh yeah, that eclipse is coming, and people were talking about this, talking about that, and if your body is tired, and this, that, and the third is happening, da 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 da. So when I woke up this morning, I totally forgot about it, right? So I'm energetic, I'm ready to go, boom, 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 boom. I'm working, you know what I'm saying, get through the route real good. But then I started getting sleepy around like 1:30ish, 2 o'clock. And then I thought because I was sleepy, something was going on with my eyes because outside became tinted. And I'm like, yo, I started thinking, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, did I touch a box with some anthrax on it or something that rubbed my eye? Is that the reason why it's a 10 out here? I was like, yo, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I just started going through the motions. So I get to the shop and I'm backing up. I put the truck, you know what I'm saying, to the dock. And my two managers are standing outside. And I'm like, they just staring. They're not staring up, but they're staring at their cameras. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Y'all good? It's like, yeah, you all right? I said, I don't know. I need some help. Um, I don't know what's really going on with my body right now, but I see a tent outside. Do y'all see a tent? He was like, dude, the eclipse. I was like, oh, that would make sense. All right, cool. So that's when I turned around and tried to do my little camera thing. It didn't really didn't work like that. It was just real bright. But yeah, man, it's pretty dope. I think it happens what once every 18 months or something like that.
No, for a total blackout like that, it's even more rare.
Oh,
Now,
okay,
I mean,
okay.
there are eclipses that happen, every few years or so, but for a total blackout like that, it's not really that common. So it was a pretty cool thing, seeing it because we was sitting outside, we was getting the grill ready and everything, and all of a sudden it was like nighttime, bro. I was sitting there looking at stars. Like I seen
Mm,
stars in the sky while looking up and seeing the sun blocked out by the moon. It was crazy.
wow, wow. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't get to
see,
see all of
thank
that.
you, Heather. I appreciate that because I wasn't sure. See, several decades for the next total eclipse.
Oh, see, I didn't know the difference. Sorry, I'm not into. I guess Miss Bolden got a chance to see it. That's crazy. I guess I'm just the only one. I'm just outside. I'm just a working man. You know what I'm saying? And so since I missed it, I said, you know what? Let me do the show outside because it feels nice out here and it's still tinted to me. I don't know. Is it tinted? I don't know. Maybe I'm sleepy. I don't know. But I missed it. Hopefully, big man upstairs will let me see several decades later than I'll see the full one. But other
I'll
than
shoot you
that,
the video.
yeah, yeah. My manager had showed me because he was down. He used to live in Texas, and I think this year they had a great view of it, right? So he showed me like somebody on their excuse me, somebody on their story mode. They had a great picture of it. It was pretty dope though. Had a mo, what up? I know, right? I'm tripping. I don't know what's going on. Like somebody had did a post was talking about is melatonin in the month of April and March. I was like, I think so because I've been smacked with it. Like I don't know what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm overworking. I don't know. I need a personal assistant, and I think I got one. We'll talk about
I
that
need
later.
one too. And she
Yeah,
down
I
here in
got
the
one.
comments, but she's broke.
Oh
She
wow.
don't be doing her job right. I'm gonna have to fire her and get another one.
Come on now.
Look, there she go now.
Oh yeah, I got a complete view. Lucky for y'all. I got a complete view too of oh, guess what happened to me today before we go to the next topic, right? So in the midst of the tentedness that was bothering me. So this lady is actually a DT. She passes me. Now I was speeding at first, allegedly, so I thought she was coming to get me. So I just let off on the gas and try to play like I was looking for her address or something. So she comes balling about boom, boom, get in my lane. I said, all right, that's cool. So I'm gonna just chill because I know what your cars look like. So I guess she was in such a rush, but a dump truck had broke down. Now I thought that the dump truck was moving. It's in our lane. Everybody slams on brakes. I see it, and I'm already going like 55. So I tap it, tap it, tap it. Well, I guess she didn't see everybody tapping on brakes. So guess what the DT did? She slid right into the back of a lady that was there, a lady that had a kid in the back seat. And I
Damn.
had to go. You know how the median goes like this right here, and then you go on the other side. Yeah, I did one of those. Jumped in the turning lane, went around, jumped back allegedly, and got back on my side of the road. I hope
So
nobody from my job is listening, but yeah.
Red done said, "Go ahead, get rid of me," and Heather said, "Just looked it up. Google said the next one will be in 2045.
Okay, so we're
That's 21
2024.
years."
Yeah, I'll probably be the old man on the couch. I mean, on the porch, telling the cat to drink the milk out the bowl by then.
Speaking of what happened today, so I had something very strange happen today. Well, at least
All
from
right.
my lifestyle and my, normal environment, because I'm not used to being in a place like this. This is a nice little quiet town and stuff. But I was on my way to town, and all of a sudden, a giant fucking turkey flew past my windshield.
I don't play with
Literally,
them.
it was as big as my windshield, and it was like it went in slow motion. It was crazy. I was like, I'm so glad I wasn't on my bike because it would have landed in my lap. And those things is mean. I ain't fitting to do that. Nope.
Mm-mm.
But
Nah.
but yeah, as far as traveling goes, so let's jump into that real quick.
Yes,
If
sir.
you are driving the speed limit or below, stay the hell out of the left lane. Let me repeat that. Stay the hell out of the left lane. I am so sick and tired of people being in the left lane doing 55 when the speed limit is 70. It drives me nuts. I cannot do it. I am like trouble. I am a left lane bully. I will push you out the way. Okay? Don't do it.
Absolutely. That I think it's a. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's law that I've seen signs that say slower moving vehicles merge to the far lane or right lane or whatever lane that that particular state says. Pretty sure I've seen it because they have two different signs when you go to certain states. It's a 55 and there's a 70, but that doesn't mean like my bro said that you can go 55 in the left. Left is always fast, baby. Get out
And
the way.
see, there's some lanes like Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York, there's a few other ones that do it. And it'll say, don't be in the left lane unless you're passing somebody.
Right.
Now, obviously, if I'm doing 90, because, I speed everywhere, I admit it, I don't care. I've already been pulled over here for speeding. I ain't even been here for a whole damn week yet, actually, officially. So I admit it, I speed. But if, we're doing 90, do not be doing 55 in the left lane. Get over. Ain't nobody over there. Get over there. Get out
Mm-mm,
my way.
mm-mm. Absolutely. And also, while traveling, before you start traveling, Yolanda, what up? Before you start traveling, right? Check on your bike. I know a lot of people like to put the bikes up for the colder months or whatever the case may be. Hey, that's on you. That's your preference. But if you're going to get out here and haven't the hell cranked your bike up at least just to keep the fluids going, I mean, check it out first. You know what I'm saying? Check the tires, check the pressure. I mean, check bolts, check everything. Because what you don't want to happen is for something to happen and you in a drain and you just happen to be either the middle guy or the front guy. You don't want to be the cause of any catastrophes, especially if people can walk away. You might not be able to walk away because it's going to be an issue. If you're in my train, it's going to be a little issue. I'm not going to say what the issue is, but you'll find out. So make sure you're paying attention to your equipment. Um, your bike is a piece of equipment that is much needed to be in tip top, at least functional shape to do any kind of traveling. Whether that's minimal traveling, like we did a run up to Virginia 2 weeks ago, or South Carolina, we did a run like that about a week ago, or you're going to do a long haul. We got a long haul coming up, where we're going to touch several states. So make sure that your riding ability and your equipment is up to par before you get into anything else. Cousin,
Ms.
good evening,
Lotus.
Miss Lotus.
Still waiting on my stuff. I don't know
Oh, Miss
if you still
Lotus.
doing it or not, but I'm waiting on it.
Yeah,
But nah,
we had a conversation too.
but honestly, talking about preparations, yeah, you need to worry about getting your bike right. That is at the top of the list. But next off, a thing that a lot of people don't travel with, and unfortunately, I know a lot of baggers. Yeah, I know. I see her down there. I'm letting her talk trash. But I see a lot of baggers that don't carry it. And that's a first aid kit.
This
And
is true.
we got a brother, shout out to Prophet, who is always about preparations and always about first aid and having all of that needed. So not only do you need to carry first aid, but for the club's benefit and each individual person's benefit, it's always good to make sure that everyone knows how to properly handle whatever situation might come. If you got a scrape, you laying it down, you need to learn how to clean up that wound, get that taken care of. If you're working on your bike and you gash your hands, you need to know how to seal up that cut, stop the bleeding. Um, like Red said, if somebody is out here playing around and you happen to end up with a hole in you, stuff it with a tampon and some tape. I cut my thumb in half and like right down the center, and this part where my thumbprint is was like hanging down here. And Red folded it back up, stuck a tampon over it with some electrical tape, and sent me to work. So she was like, "You ain't going to the hospital. You ain't getting out of work. You going to work." So I went to work.
Mm.
But by the time I got off work, let me tell you, it was sealed closed. I understand why women carry those things because there was a lot of blood in that thing, and my thumb was great. And what do you have to say about? Because I'm stuttering like a motherfucker today. What do you have to
Nervous?
say about the first aid?
Nah. All jokes aside, now that first aid is a plus, and it's something that I haven't put into my repertoire yet. So with it being spoken out loud, I'm gonna go ahead and snatch up one before we hit this road this weekend. But nah. I never really thought about it um like that because you don't want to think about going down or somebody else maybe possibly needing it. First thing I'd be thinking about is tools, of course, to fix stuff on the side of the road like we had to do in Virginia. Um, but nah, the first aid kit is definitely a must for minor scrapes and bruises, or it could be the difference between life or death, especially if you have to do a tourniquet. Um, Emergency contact and medical information is always important to have on your person. EMT won't know it if needed. Yolanda, you are absolutely correct. So that's another thing. She brought up a point, so I'm gonna pause. Do you know your bro's first and last name? Can't go in the damn hospital and say, yeah, uh, my bro in here. What's his name? Future. Future. Future who? That's his name. That's his name. Let me see if I have a future. Sorry, sir, I don't have a future. At least know who you riding with, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got a club name, but you got a government name too. You know what I'm saying? You should know everybody's name, at least everybody that's a part of your club, association, whatever you call yourself. You know what I'm saying? So what Yolanda said is very, very important as well, along with a first aid kit. Me myself, I don't know how to, which I'll learn, but and we might do some shorts up here to show you how to properly bandage and tourniquet and all that good stuff. But I don't properly know how to do a tourniquet. I'll admit. Um, I know you go higher than the actual wound, but that's about it. So that might be something that we need to venture out and do, bro. But as far as like emergency contact and stuff like that, I, me personally, I can speak for myself because these are my thoughts and opinions, and my thoughts and opinions only. I know everybody name in my club. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I know how to get in contact with old ladies, right? Um, I don't have their number per se because I don't need their number. It ain't none of my business to have their number. We ain't got nothing to talk about, just to be honest. But I know how to get in contact with somebody. Now, some people in clubs they may have an application, so to speak, for you to fill out. During that time frame, that's when you put down your emergency contact information, right? So you put down your first, your last name, emergency contact, next of kin, whatever the case may be, your address. So for any kind of situations that do arrive on the road, somebody's supposed to have that information. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the secretary. If he's not on the road with you, somebody else need to be able to access it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, um, Yolanda, I appreciate you, Miss Chapman, for throwing that in there, because that does kind of coincide with the actual war, with the actual first aid kit, because first response, first aid, need to know basis, all of that. So make sure you got your first aid so far. Make sure you know who you're riding with, first and last name, hopefully, and an emergency contact. So we got three. We got 4 tips. You got to check your bike out too. So we got 4 tips already. What you got, my man? War Gorilla, what
Actually,
up?
Heather hit us with the next
Keep a
tip that I
first
was
aid.
actually
Yeah.
gonna say. The tool bag.
Yeah.
You know how many times I have been out and something happened to somebody's bike and ain't nobody got the tool that you need. And you've seen my bike. You know my bike don't have bags. I ain't got a bagger. I got a cruiser.
Right.
But I got a backpack that I normally wear on long hauls that holds everything. And I'm normally the guy that's got the chain rivet tool, the breaker and riveter. I can do that on the spot, on the side of the road. Let's get it done. I've got a socket set that I keep on me, flathead and Phillips, Allen wrenches, torque bits because they got the stars and the torque bits now. So I try to keep all of that on me. So that is actually a great thing that you pointed out there, Heather. We was not gonna forget that. Thank you for throwing it out there for us. But it's always a plus to have. I see bros that's got baggers that you got the tour pack, you've got the bags on the sides, and you ain't got nothing in your saddlebags or your tour pack except for an amp and some speakers and maybe a couple bottles of alcohol.
This is true. This is very true.
By the way,
Um,
I love you for always having alcohol, but we need the important stuff first. We can always make a trip to the store to get what we need. And
yeah.
Miss Lotus hit it with another one talking about dog tags.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. I never thought about that,
My
but
previous
that's dope.
club wears dog tags with emergency contacts and allergies on the back. One of our members went down, took him a while to contact family, and is now mandatory to wear while riding. And that is smart. And even if
It
you're
is.
not wearing it, have it accessible. Have it in your bags, have it in your cut, have it somewhere where you can do that. Even if it's a
Well,
piece of paper.
yeah, I was just about to say that. Big Bone touched on that. The little patch, the little card holder. So you
Yep.
got your ID, you got your insurance. You can slide your medical information in there too. So you got it in your top lapel pocket or somewhere where it's accessible for somebody to touch it. Another thing is, um, what I like to do is for prospects, right? Own up to full patches. But starting off at a prospect, right? When you first get your prospects or whatever, probies, whatever you want to call them, before they get to work, you ask them a simple question. Hey, prospect and or probie, do you have any existing medical conditions that I need to know about? Ask them. Ask them. I swear to God, ask them because one of my probies forgot some information. So before I allowed my brothers to do their due diligence, I said, "Hold up, hey probie, do you have any pre-existing uh, uh, issues going on with your personal body that may prohibit you from fulfilling what's being requested?" Now they can choose a lie, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you need to know these things because if they have a back injury, or lower leg injury, or hell, right shoulder slips out every now and then, hey man, you need to know that before you before you get on this asphalt. Because I tell you what, she don't lose. She takes victims every day, B.
At all.
So make sure that you're asking the questions so that when we do get down here, like we're in the comments about medical and all of that good stuff, you won't be just looking at a cop or looking at the EMT like, I don't know, I just met him. I'm not sure who he is. I mean, we call him this, but we can look up his Facebook page. Hey man, ain't got enough time to be looking up all that information, man. You know what I'm saying? Get it to him. My
So
trunk is full of supplies.
oh, never
Rain
mind.
gear
You was gonna hit
cover.
on it.
Yep. All right, Heather Mo coming in here with the knocking them out the park. I hear you. My trunk is for supplies, rain gear, cold weather gear, extra boost, gas can. Ooh, that's a good one. First aid bag, tool patch. Not sure what that is. Um, I need to get a jump box. Yeah, we got them too. And I'm rolling. I'm a rolling rescue. My tour pad acts like my purse. Hey, that's good though. That's good. Hey,
So
that gas can, yeah, yeah. That's a plus.
you ever been out and it's nice and sunny like this right here. You see that
Hmm.
nice sunny, beautiful,
It's a little dim over here, but all right, whatever.
but nice sunny, beautiful, and then all of a sudden you go 30 minutes down the road and you hit some shadow and some shade, whatever you want to call them, and all of a sudden it drops like 30 degrees on you just going around that corner, and you like, man, I ain't bring my duster, I ain't bring my hoodie, my sweater, my jacket, I ain't got nothing but this tee on right now and my rags,
Hmm.
and you regret every bit of it because you sitting there just as you going down the road.
Yeah.
I've been
So,
there.
with that being said, he brought up a good point. We're talking about preparation, right? So if you're a prepper, that means that you should have, most phones have an app, a weather app, right? So you should prepare yourself by looking at that app to see what the weather is going to be to the location that you're going to, right? So, boy, I learned my lesson going down to New Orleans. I swear to God. All right. So this is a failure to prep accordingly, right? Last year, going to New Orleans. Super excited because it's a whole lot of hours and I ain't never been down there on a bike. So I'm like, I bet. Look at the weather leaving. Didn't think about the I looked at the weather down there, but I didn't think about coming back. Right? It's hot though. It's like July, I think it was. It's hot. It's hot outside. So I don't mind rain. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hot. Cool me down. You know what I'm saying? So we get down there, we hit Bourbon Street, shake some hands, you know what I'm saying? Bump some shoulders or whatever the case may be. All right, now it's time to head back home. It's still hot. It's nice. You know what I'm saying? The sun is draining. We get to riding. About 2 hours within the ride. Ooh, show is getting dark outside. Well, them look like rain clouds, bro. All right, well, look, we can go ahead and gas up. Stop at a gas station, bottom drop. And when I say bottom drop, it was a cold bottom drop and a flooded bottom drop. You understand me? So I'm like, damn. So I'm rolling with a couple of guys that I don't know and three guys that I do know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, well, cool. Let me see. Let me see what I got. Because I still got at this point, I still got like 9 hours ago. So I'm like, let me see what I got. I go in there, I got some chaps, I got my leather jacket. I said, well, damn. I got some gloves. I said, well, damn. All right, we're gonna make this work. I'm looking at everybody else going tour packs and saddlebags and all of that good stuff. And they bringing out rain gear, full face helmet. Mind you, I still have my half shell face mask. So they bringing out all they stuff, talking, laughing, key, ha ha ha, and zipping up, taking the full face out. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and then. I said, man, it's about to be a long ride. Mind you, chaps, leather. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna read it in a minute. Chaps, leather, half shell, mask, glasses. Right. So if anybody knows when it rains, they get foggy. Right. Yeah. Hell on wheels. So we get to Georgia, have to pull over because it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? We still got 6 hours to go. Mind you, like I said, it was warm down there. It was warm going down. On the way back, it dropped down to 32 and I'm cold and I'm wet and I'm half shelling and I'm uh, and to add insult to injuries, my handlebars got loose and I didn't know at the time how to fix them. So you know what I was doing the whole ride? I was literally doing push-ups the whole ride. And when I tell you, I never wanted to see another bike for 2 weeks. I never wanted to see another bike for 2 weeks until I figured out how to fix my own handlebars. So preparation, learn it from trouble, left lane bully. I was in the left lane too. Please prep. Look ahead. If you're going from here to Kentucky, you look at you look at where you're leaving. That next state, that next state, that next state till you get to that state. You better prep for the weather.
Bro, let me tell you, that ride is a long ride, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not even that it seems. I mean, it's not really that long. It's only like, let's see,
It's like 12
from
hours.
from one driveway to the driveway up here where I stayed in North Carolina. It was like 8 hours.
Mm.
But once you get to the top of the mountain where North Carolina and Tennessee meet, and you get over those mountains, it's all flat. Everything's
Mm.
flat, and it's
Are
all
you talking about where you
straight.
at?
Yeah, it's all
Oh, okay, okay,
flat.
okay.
It's all flat and it's all straight. So like when you get over the mountains in Tennessee coming towards Kentucky, it's all flat and straight, and it seems like it takes an eternity, bro. Oh my god, it was driving me nuts. And
Yeah.
I was driving that box truck up here, the moving truck and stuff. So they
Mm-hmm.
got the governor on it at like 76. They wouldn't let me go
Mm-mm.
no faster. Every time I tried to go over 76, it would yell at me and slow me back down. I was
Mm-mm.
getting mad as can be.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't do no
But
governors. Mm-mm.
you ever you ever been caught in the rain, not been prepared, and had to find an overpass?
Yes. Going to Detroit. Um on my CBR 1000. So the ride leaving, once again, it was chilly though on the ride leaving. So I had my winter gear. You know what I'm saying? I was geared up. I was cool. We got to almost out of West Virginia and it started warming up. So I took off a layer. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I'm cool. So we get into Ohio and we're looking like, oh yeah, it's over there. It's west to us, so we're fine. Didn't realize that we're making a loop right there into it. Bong. Man, let me tell you something. 18 wheelers, smart cars, luxury sedans, um, coupes. Everybody had stopped, emergency flashers and everything. The dumbasses were still trying to ride through the rain, flooding with hazards on. So we finally pulled over. Well, two bros pulled over at that overpass back there. we still moving, and I'm trying to look like I think we lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure they ain't go down. So the other rest of the group stopped at another overpass, and we was there for about an hour, like drenched.
Bro,
You know, turn the boot upside down. Yeah, that part.
when I made the Cannonball run, which is from Rochester, New York to Los Angeles, California, when I made the Cannonball run, we got about halfway and it started pouring. And I was on Abusa. And let me tell you, I found an overpass as soon as I could. And I laid down because this storm was just hitting. You could tell because we was out in the middle of the plains. So you could tell you could
Mm,
see it forever away. That storm wasn't doing nothing but coming and coming and coming. So we laid down on the bikes. We ended up taking a nap, dude. I woke up. It was like 4 hours later. It was still raining. But I slept good as could be on that bike like it was a hammock.
yeah,
That is another thing that you all need to learn how to do. Learn how to lay down on your bike
and
and
take
get
a nap.
comfortable. Yep, and get
If
comfortable. You just never know.
you if you've never slept on your bike, don't say you're a rider. I done
Nope.
slept on all three of them. So don't ever tell me, oh, I ride, I do this, I do that. Have you ever had to go to sleep on your bike? Well, then you ain't no rider yet, homie. Talk to me when you have to go to sleep on that thing, legs propped up and just gone. Not worrying about nothing. I had to do it in West Virginia. I had to do it. I had to do it in Detroit. I had to do it in Florida. I almost did it in Kentucky, but it was so damn hot. It was hot in the room, hot on the bike. I ain't know where to go to escape it. So I was just there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't tell me you a rider if you ain't fell asleep on your bike. I did it at Myrtle Beach. Tired, balls can't make it upstairs. Just gotta go sleep on the bike. Talk to you in the morning.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, because I'm gonna rewind for a second, take it back to where he was earlier. He was talking about how his glasses was fogging up on him as he was going down the road. So to prevent that, Rain-X has wipes for plastic that you can use on your visors, your glasses, all that stuff. If you're not doing that, then you can always take some deodorant or shaving cream and wipe your glasses with it, and that will also help repel water and keep the fog away.
Facts.
And we got War Gorilla down here said, "Yes, sir. Uh, slept on a SV 650 up to a Road Glide."
That's right.
So,
Ride on, my brother. Ride on.
yep. But
Sorry, I guess somebody tried to call me or something and blooped out my joint.
oh, you good, bro? But there are other preparations and hacks, so to speak, that you can learn how to do to make yourself better prepared. Um,
Yeah.
One thing that I always keep on me is paracord, and let me tell you, the paracord has came in handy time and time again. The paracord that I carry, it's good for like 500 pounds, I want to say. Um, it's not very thick. It's just like one of the ones that you see bracelets and keychains and all that stuff made out of. But it works good as a tie down. Um, I've had to cut off a piece for a bro to use as a clutch cable. Um, I have used them to hold on a bro's license plate that went flying off his bike and almost hit another bro.
Witness that. Had to tell the bro to pull over. Go ahead.
For
Decapitation.
all the rocket riders out there, with the plastic fairings, it's just snap-ons and everything. It works great to tie your fairings together in a pinch until you can get somewhere. Zip ties as well work
I was just
really
about to
good.
say that. You gotta have some zip
Um,
ties.
like Heather said, keep a battery charger, like a portable charger for your
Yep.
phone. Yeah, Bluetooth music runs the phone, everything. They got the ones now. Like I've got one that does the jumper cables, does the battery chargers. It's got a flashlight. It's got an emergency strobe light.
Yep.
It's got the
That's
red
the
light,
yep.
all kinds of stuff.
That's the one that I had that I sold with the CBR. I gave it to him as a gift
The
because it was actually an
NoCos.
extra battery. Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out to NoCo because they have been keeping us going, us bikers going for a minute now. If you do
Right.
not have a NoCo and you need to jump start and it is an emergency, find the closest person that you can find that might work on something. Because if they've got any kind of power drills or impacts or any of that stuff, one of the battery packs off of like a DeWalt drill will jumpstart your bike too.
Oh wow. I
So
didn't know
I
that.
always keep spare wires on me as well because you never know when you'll need a wire. So when we made that trip out to Jacksonville, out there by you, uh, we came out that way. I made sure that I went out to my building and I got a roll of speaker wire. And my bro
Hmm.
was asking me, what the speaker wire was for. Well, we got out there, we ended up having to jump off his bike.
Oh, for real.
So whenever we jumped off his bike, I went into the hotel and asked to talk to the maintenance guy. The maintenance guy came out with a little battery pack and he was like, "You ain't jumping my bike with that." I was like, "Watch." I stuck the speaker wire down in the battery pack, touched it to his terminal, told him to start his bike, fired right up. Dude went back in, put it back on the charger, and it worked just fine. Nothing happened to the battery. So they will help in a pinch. Like I said, there's always a hack, there's always something. And you just got to know how to do it. When it comes to hacks and stuff like I'm MacGyver, okay? I had my throttle cable snapped when me and Red went to the gas station, bro. Right around the corner from the house. I was maybe 2 miles from the house. Throttle cable completely snapped. I took that throttle cable and I tied it around the toe of my boot. And every time I needed to shift, I would move my foot forward and just shift with my heel. That way, I could actually pull the clutch out and at the same time still shift. And
Mm.
that was just a spur of the moment thing. Like, yo, I can wrap this around my foot, tie it off real quick. We good to go. Get back home, and it worked great. Yep. And see, use paracord once, and even the belt on the exhaust to get me back to the house.
Mm. Oh wow.
Belts.
Learning some new stuff.
I have watched a now this dude is one of them old school graybeards, right? He's probably
Yeah.
been riding longer than me and you both our ages put together. He's probably been out there for 60 years on the set.
Hmm.
And I watched this man take his belt off, right? He had one of them big Harley Davidson buckles too. Take his belt off and use it as the belt for his bike because his belt snapped. And he put that thing on there and he duct taped the crap out of the belt to keep it where it was. And it got him 3 miles down the road to the Harley place and was able to get him a belt. And I never had seen anything like that in my life. But nowadays, they got people that's makeshifting suicide shifters and stuff on bikes. So
Yeah.
you see all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. You right. You right. So we
It,
done went over. You said what?
I was getting ready to ask if there was anything that people are thinking of that we forgot. We got 11
Right.
viewers in here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. To all those that watching post show, we appreciate you watching it post live. That helps get our watch hours up, our watch time up. So if you do watch it live, please go back, watch it again. Help us out, get them watch hours up.
Yeah. So we done went over walking over the bike, not walking over, but walking around and inspecting. We got your emergency kits. We got your weather gear. We got cords. We got wires. We got zip ties. Um, I feel like we're missing something though. Yeah, I feel like we're missing something. But if you do travel like long distance or whatever, definitely bring you a if you have it for all my half shell riders, bring that full face too. Because I'm telling you, boy, she a lifesaver. When I left here, what, January when we did the first shooting? I think I did the first shoot in January
Yep.
for the movie. Man, let me tell you something.
Got caught in that rain.
Man, let me tell you something. Now, leaving here, I was like, it's cold. I'm gonna just put the full face on anyway. So I'm leaving full face. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It rained a little bit. It wasn't too hard, but the weather is different in Florida, baby. So I left here full faced out, leathered out. I get down there, I'm hoodied and I'm not. I don't even think I had a hoodie on. I didn't. It was short sleeves and half shells. Actually, I didn't even do a half shell. I just rode around the city trying to look cute. You feel me? But now, make sure you're packing both, man. If you got it, if you're doing a long ride, I mean, even if you're doing a short ride, just know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Road
We
flares.
got
Ooh,
road flares for more gorilla. Definitely a must-have.
tire plug patch kit. I like that. I was looking at. I wish I could show. Can I reverse it? No, I can't. I was just looking at these spare tires over here, and I was like, you know what? I should say something about some tires. But yeah, that patch kit is definitely a must.
Learning your
Yeah,
bike, exactly. Definitely learn your bike.
that's
Um,
that's the ultimate preparation. Get on your bike. Learn when your bike. Don't play the music. Listen to her. Listen to her talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Learn when your bike needs an oil change without looking at the oil. Learn when your bike needs a tune-up without them making the spark plugs not work. Learn when your tire's flat without looking at it physically. Know when you need some air. Know your baby. You know what I'm saying? You take care of her, she gonna take care of you. Trust me. But learn what your bike sounds like, even if you just got the bike, right? Like for me, just got a bike not too long ago. Yeah, I'm swapping everything out. I don't care if they said that they just did the oil change and the tune up, and I can see the tires is good. But I don't care what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Swap all that out for yourself. That way you know you got a fresh 3 bands and a fresh 5 bands and a fresh 10 bands to go. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't understand the breakdown, you got a fresh three for the engine, right? You got a fresh up to 5 for the primer. You know what I'm saying? You got a fresh 10 for the spark plugs. But me personally, I like to change everything out at the same time other than the spark plugs. So if I'm running at 3,000, 3K, you know what I'm saying, and I'm listening to her, she still running kind of smooth, you know what I'm saying? I'll push her to 5. If I push it to 5, at least four bands, 4.5 bands, I swap all 3 of them out. Transmission, oil, and transmission, primary, and engine. If you ride solo, know how to pick it up yourself. Oh,
yep.
dang! I said I was gonna get a bell. I get a bell for you next week. Ding! I'm gonna have a bell for you next week. But yeah, know the proper mechanics to not break your back to pick up your bike. And don't be that fool to be picking it up and then it fall to the other side and you got to pick it up again and fall to the other side. Hey, look, learn your proper mechanics. You know what? We got some shorts to do, man. Somebody gonna have to put their bike down, but mine got a pretty paint job, so I ain't about to let it touch the ground. You feel me? But we could use somebody's old bike to do that.
There we go. That's the answer I was waiting for. Shout out to Yolanda for getting it. In this digital era, people forget to carry emergency cash. All right, people, get your greenbacks ready. Make sure you got something. So let me tell you, in this little town that I'm in, I have went in a couple different places and tried to buy some stuff. And there's a couple of these stores on my trip up here that said we don't take cards. I'm actually moving and you ain't gonna take a card? Come on now. So now I gotta go, I gotta find an ATM, I gotta do this and that, find another stop, because I ain't going back to you because you don't take cards. So now I gotta go find another store and I'll use my cash there because they didn't piss me off by telling me they didn't take a card. But you never know. So Yolanda, shout out. Definitely need that. And not just like Heather said, don't just come out with, them big face hundreds. Nah, make
Mhm.
sure you got some 20s, some 10s, some 5s, some singles. Carry some change. So I hate carrying change because of the rattle. And hearing it in my pocket makes me think that there's something wrong with my bike because I can hear it in my pocket. So every time I get to a stop sign or a stoplight, I'm looking around. I'm like, what's that noise? And then it stops. I get going again, I hear it again. So I learned, to take a little Ziploc bag, throw my change up in there, and wrap some electrical tape around it because it'll keep it from rattling around and keep at least like $3 in change in your pocket. That is enough for a drink machine. That is enough
Yeah.
for an emergency snack, a gallon of gas. Well, now you might need to do $4, but a gallon of gas, it'll help get you through a little bit further. And you never know. So that's the one I was waiting on this whole time. I was hoping someone was gonna say it, but yeah, cash. What you
You,
think about that one?
yeah, I like that one. There was something that just popped up in my head too while you were talking about that. Um, the gas
Yep,
thing and then the loose bills. Damn, what was it? Um, air machine take coins. Yeah, that's true too. That's
yep, the
definitely
air
true.
machine. That was
Yeah,
another thing. One of the portable compressors. So on my bike, I've
yeah,
got the Quick Connect that does the USB. It does the 12-volt car charger, like the cigarette lighter type charger. Them old push-in style things that all of us old graybeards remember having in a car. Um, it does all that stuff. So having that right there on my bike, I've got my GPS, I've got my phone charger, I've got all my stuff on my bike running as I'm going down the road.
hmm,
I don't have a mini compressor yet, but I did have one and it got stolen. But they got some that's digital, they're small, you can look on Amazon, they're not expensive, and they even got some that's made specifically for motorcycles.
yeah. I know exactly what I was gonna say. We're talking about preparation, right? Before you even get on the road, depending on where you're going, depending on the ride, depending on whatever the case may be, you might need to do this for weeks at a time. You might need to do a month worth of preparation, whether it's going to be across country or whatever. But you must absolutely hydrate before you even touch the damn bike, right? I know my first 2 years of riding, I didn't properly hydrate because from sun up to sundown, Monday through Sunday, I was always on tubes. And I always caught Charlie horses. Both legs, foot, cramps, everything, just cramping. Poor hydration, poor nutrition. So what I learned to do now is when I'm riding, I already prep it, you know what I'm saying, by drinking water and all that good stuff. Because I do that now, you know what I'm saying. I drink water throughout the day. I try to drink a bottle of water at night. Um, but during your ride time, don't eat heavy. You know what I'm saying? Get you some little protein or whatever, and you get you something that's gonna hold you. Um, some nuts or whatever, bananas. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But if you happen to cramp up, right? Have salt packets with you. Have some mustard with you, and if you happen to be at a store, you get you some a pickle because the pickle juice will help out too. So you can actually start doing all this stuff before. I don't know if you're gonna deal with cramps or whatever, but that's some stuff that you can like have. Like I learned, I usually have them in my top pocket. I used to have some salt packets and some mustard packets just in case. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I get bad cramps sometimes. But doing that hydration preparation and also stretching. I know it sounds like we're about to play a basketball game or something, but believe it or not, sitting in one position too long, you can cramp up.
And
With,
see,
even if you hydrate it.
they for a long ride, they even make them the bladder bags is what they call them. You
Mm.
know, the bag, the water bag with the straw and stuff like that. So, for those of you don't know, if you get one of them bladder bags and you fill it with some cold water and you toss it in the freezer and you let it get kind of icy, whenever you get out there in this summer heat, you can put it on underneath your rags. It's not visible, it doesn't cover your patches, and you're not breaking any rules. But as you're drinking it, it's gonna melt, right? It's gonna keep you cool, keep you from overheating, and hydrate you all at the same time. So them bladder bags are actually really good to use as well. Um, I didn't use one, and I was that guy that was every time I got a few exits down the road, yeah, camel packs. There you go. Got a few miles down the road, I was like, man, I need to stop for a drink. I need a Red Bull, and because I smoke, I got cotton mouth. So I need to fix this problem. And it was terrible. Yeah, and the collapsible gas tanks, those work really good too.
Mm-hmm.
But one last thing for me, and then I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And that is the smelling salts, the ammonia things,
Okay.
because I've had a bro go down and be unconscious.
Mm.
Couldn't get him to come back too.
Come on now.
And one of them smelling salts, you put that up underneath someone's nose, they coming back if they faint. Come to
Right.
find out, they fainted because of dehydration. Just like you said,
Yep.
they ended up getting hot. They was dehydrated and they fainted.
Right.
Luckily, they wasn't in motion, like full motion. They was just starting to pull out of a parking lot, so they was maybe 2 miles an hour. So they
Yeah.
just kind of looked like they just fell over to the side. But everything happened to turn out okay for everybody. But the ammonia packs would have helped a lot. Luckily, a couple of the bros had bottles of water in their saddlebags. Um, the what's it called? The electrolytes.
Yeah.
Every, and everybody thinks they're for kids. I don't care. I'll drink the hell out of
Nah.
them. But the Pedialytes,
The PL lights. Yeah.
dude, drinking those things right there has helped me stay so hydrated out there. You got to think, we wear all black. That's our thing. And we out here in this heat when it's 100 degrees in layers. We got on a shirt, we got on the rags. We if it's starting to get chilly, we got on the shirt and the duster and the rags, or jacket and rags, or whatever it may be. And it's cool while you're riding, but whenever you stop and that sun's beaming down on you like it is on me right now, it's hot and it's black. I ain't gonna lie. that's why
Oh yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
why I'm moving around. I'm trying to keep moving into the shade and find different spots.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, real talk. Gatorade and water and all that is cool, but Pedialyte actually it'll replenish you faster than a Gatorade and the water will do. To be real with you, so if you're really feeling like, I remember, shout out Archbishop Diamond Effect. I remember he was talking about a story, um, just like this. He was telling me about how he could not stay hydrated for nothing, like chugging down waters. I think he was going through Atlanta, chugging down waters, chugging down Gatorades, just chugging and chugging, and it wasn't working because it wasn't really replenishing anything. You know what I'm saying? It was quenching a thirst for a second, but it's not replenishing anything. And the reason why it probably wasn't replenishing anything is because you could drink all you want to, but you got to put something on that stomach to hold it too. So don't eat a whole lot of greasy foods in this heat. I'm telling you now. I know I love these plate sales, and I'm going to attack every single one of them with just that one this weekend. You understand me? Every one that I can. But as the heat increases, be careful of your intake. You know what I'm saying? If you got a 12 pack, and then get you a plate to go. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little sandwich or something. I ain't telling you not to eat the full meal, but if you're gonna do the full meal, you need to sit down and chill. I don't think you caught that. If you're gonna eat the full meal, you need to sit down and chill. Let that sizzle in your spirit. You
You
dig?
know what?
But
Go ahead.
liquid IV. No, 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 no. I was just about to say Yolanda said liquid IV.
Yep. And Red said Narcan.
Yep.
Both of those are two great more things. But on our side, it doesn't matter what event you go to. I've always found out that somebody got some fish.
Bruh. I'll tear that fish up every time. They had
And
some this weekend.
I watch bros go after, the loaded nachos or the buffalo wings and all this stuff. I'm like, yo, I want the fish plate. Let me get that fish plate with some fries.
It's
I,
light.
I've got a little bit of starch for the filling to fill me up, but the fish is giving me the protein and the vitamins and minerals that I actually need to keep going in this heat because it's gonna help more than anything else.
Yeah.
There's some people that can't eat the seafood. If you can't eat the seafood, I apologize, but all of our bros that I've seen cook some fish, it's always been on point. So that's what I'm getting every time. You just got to hit up a store or something if you can't have it. But that's just me.
No,
I
I
go after
agree.
that fish. That protein is amazing. I don't do peanut butter. My science teacher ruined that for me back in school, so I've not eaten it since. But I know a lot of people that the bros will pack a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's got the sugar, it's got the protein, and everything that you need in it, and it'll fill you up in an emergency as a just in case kind of thing. Keep something on your stomach. But I think I'm out of stuff. Everybody done hit on everything. This is an amazing show. People was actually cooperating and interactive in the
Absolutely.
chats. I loved it.
I loved it too. Hey, look, that's how it's supposed to be. I have nothing else to prep upon, but to prep my dinner for the night because I'm hungry. I think I'm hungry every show.
I am too. Red said that she's walking this way a second ago. See, walking to you. So hopefully she gets down here and I can figure out what I'm gonna eat tonight too. But look at that. We talking about eating and we out here both talking about being hungry.
And we both outside. So I hope that y'all learned y'all preparation startups if you haven't already been doing it. And for those in the chat, I appreciate y'all for cooperating with Kickstandz Down. I'm gonna go ahead and say my closing. My closing is it's getting warm outside. It's getting nice outside. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you're watching out for others. Make it back home to your family, your friends, and your loved ones. I'm pretty sure everybody would love to see you tomorrow. So, with that being said, fake love is always worse than real hate. It's your boy, Left Lane Bully, aka Trouble, and I'm at the bit. You feel me?
So it's your boy Frost. Like you said, it's getting warm outside. If you are not a biker, don't be one of them dickheads that blows your grass into the street. Okay, it's not that hard to turn the lawnmower the other way for that one spot. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel about it. Other than that, make sure you follow us on the Facebook page, the Facebook group, the Discord, the TikTok. We trying to keep everything flowing and keep everything coming at y'all. We hope that you love the show. Shout out to everybody. And Kickstandz Down brought you another great show. Thank you for all of you followers.
I'm going in. We don't do all of that talking, bro. We going in. Yeah, everything's a go when I'm on the end. Gangsta, 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 where I begin. I'm going in.